Today let us discuss the properties of a parallelogram. Here is a parallelogram PQRS. You know, the side PQ and RS are called opposite sides. Another pair of opposite side is PS and QR. There is a property regarding these opposite sides. Let us check it. Let us measure the length PQ and RS first. Here, both PQ and RS are 10 units. Now let me check the length PS and QR. Both are 7 units. Now let me change the size of this parallelogram. What will happen? Here the opposite sides, length of opposite sides remains same. So this is the first property of a parallelogram. Opposite sides are of equal length. That is, the first property is the opposite sides of a parallelogram are of equal length. Here we have four angles: angle P, angle Q, angle R and angle S. This angle P and angle R, they are opposites. So this angles, pair of angles, we can call it as opposite angles. So similarly here, angle Q and angle S are opposite angles. Now let us find out the measure of angle P and angle R. Here angle P is equal to 38 degree and angle R is also equal to 38 degree. Now when we change these angles, these opposite pairs always equal. Now let me check the another pair, angle Q and angle S. Here that opposite pair of opposite angles are also equal. Now when we change, in all the cases you can see pair of opposite angles are equal. That is the second property. That is, the opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure. That is the property 2. Here angle P and angle Q, we know they are called adjacent angles. Another pair of adjacent angles are angle P and angle S. Now here angle P is equal to 114 degree, angle Q is equal to 66, angle S is equal to 66. I am taking sum of the one pair of adjacent angles, that is angle P and angle Q. That is 114 plus 66. You are getting 180 degree. Similarly, here also 114 degree plus 60 degree, angle P plus angle S, that also you are getting 180 degree. Here 114 plus 60 degree 180 degree, 114 plus 60 degree 180 degree. That means the pair of adjacent angles are supplementary. If sum of the angle is 180 degree, we can call they are supplementary. Now let me change the size. What will happen? In all the cases, sum of the adjacent angles you are getting 180 degree. So when we can say in a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. That is, the third property is the adjacent angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. That means sum of the adjacent angles equal to 180 degree for any kind of parallelogram. Now let me join P and R. This line segment we are calling as diagonals. Then let me add one more diagonal you can draw, that is QS. So PQ, PR and QS are the diagonals of the parallelogram PQRS. Now these two diagonals intersect at this point. Let's see. Now let me measure PC and CR. Here PC is equal to 8 unit and RC also is equal to 8 units. That means this diagonal QS make PR into two equal parts. Then we can call it as QS is bisecting PR. That means it makes equal sections. Now let me change the size. What will happen? Here in all cases it bisects. The one diagonal is bisect the other. Let me measure the other length to SC, that is 4 unit, QC that also is equal to 4 units. Now let me change the size. In all the cases diagonals bisect each other. This is the fourth property. That is, the fourth property is the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So here we discussed four properties of a parallelogram. The first one is the opposite sides of a parallelogram are of equal length. The second property is the opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure. The third property is the adjacent angles in a parallelogram are of supplementary. That means sum of the adjacent angles is equal to 180 degree. And the last one is the diagonal of a parallelogram bisect each other. These are the four properties of a parallelogram. That is all for today's class.